It always is, isn't it?
It's like trying to watch water boil,
A regular meeting of the Delta County Commissioners is being held this date pursuant to the following call. In a letter to the Commissioners dated January 29th, 2026, and reading as follows. The Honorable Members of the Delta County Board of Commissioners, dear Commissioners, a regular meeting of the Delta County Board of Commissioners is scheduled for Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, at 5:15 p.m. in the boardroom of the Delta County Service Center. Sincerely yours, Nancy Prozraki, Delta County Clerk. Please rise for a word of prayer. Lord, as we begin this meeting, we thank you for our many blessings. We ask for your guidance to help our commissioners make decisions in the best interests of the citizens they serve. And Lord, we pray for the safety of our military men and women and our first responders. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Commissioner Milner.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Commissioner Williams.
Here.
Commissioner Vangenhoven.
Here.
And Commissioner Jensen.
Here. Okay, welcome, everyone. Let's see here. We will start off with the special orders of business, approval of the minutes of previous meetings of 1/20/26 at 1:15 and 1/20/26 at 5:15. If I could have a motion to accept.
I do have a comment on one.
I'll make the motion that we accept the meeting minutes of 1/20/26 at 1:15. I do have a comment regarding 5:15, so I would move that we accept the 1:15 meeting minutes.
Okay, discussion on the 1:15? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Minutes from 1/20/26 at 5:15.
I would move that we accept with the amendment or the change of new business number 13. It says resignation of B. Peterson. However, in the description below, it says B. Smith, and I believe that's supposed to be B. Smith. So that's the correction that I saw.
And I have a correction under Commissioner Concerns. Commissioner Williams, what I had indicated was there are two commissioners and also the Drain Commissioner and Road Commissioner serving on the Parks Commission. I was indicating there are 4 elected positions, not just those 4 positions, but they were elected positions.
I'll amend my motion to include that change as well.
Thank you. Support.
Okay, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 6, approval of the agenda.
I'd move that we approve tonight's agenda with 2 items to be added, and that would be for the transfer of Kay Hansen and the request to fill the election and vital records clerk position, and that to be item number 5 under new business,
6.
6.
or 6, I'm
Six.
sorry. And then item number 7, and that would be for the letter of support on House Bill 4007 and 4283, the energy legislation.
Support.
Okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 7, presentation of written communications received and forwarded. Need a motion to put those on file.
I'd move that we place our communications received and forwarded on file.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 8, reports of statutory, special meetings and others. Was none. Number 9, public comment on the agenda items. I have Sandra Skipa from Maple Ridge.
Good evening, Sandra Skiba, Maple Ridge Township. I'm here speaking, myself speaking, but I'm also here speaking on behalf of a group of, at this point right now, we have about 30 of us in this chat. So I am bringing to the attention today, we'd like to ask a question of Commissioner Malner and Johnson. At both the Building and Grounds meeting and this Commissioners meeting, you voted against the Second Amendment when you chose to state that citizens could not carry within this boardroom. Commissioner Johnson, you only changed when you were in that meeting about whom could use the room and with this new policy. Now, some may state that it's not that big of a deal because of the fact that it is just here in this room. But it is a chipping at the Second Amendment right. And also, we need to take a look at the law within Michigan. So I really urge you to take a look at that and to consider it. The big concern is that with a fairly conservative speaking board, you have voted against our Second Amendment right. And once we chip a little away at this, where does that end? Maybe not within this year, but when? And that is something we can't risk. I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comment on the agenda items? Any other comments on the agenda items? None? Seeing none, hearing none, we will move on to committee reports, administration report.
Thank you. Delta County has now been officially notified that the essential air service contract for the next 2 years will be with SkyWest. Official notification was received from the Department of Transportation on this. A reminder that mini grants up to $3,000 are open through the opioid task force. To access the application, you can visit our website under the opioid task force tab. On January 23rd, Delta County was officially awarded $183,500 through the Renewables Ready Community Grant through EGLE. That grant will be utilized for OB Fuller Park and Pioneer Trail Park for upgrades to playground equipment and access to kayaks and paddleboards. And finally, there's a public hearing scheduled for February 17th, 2026 at 5:15, right here in the Service Center boardroom on the proposed amendments to the county animal ordinance. The ordinance is on the county website for viewing or can be accessed by hard copy by contacting the administration office. Thank you.
I would make a motion to place the administrator's report on file.
Support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 2, departmental updates. Any departmental updates? Seeing none?
Oh, Jen is coming up to the podium.
Oh.
Hello. I just wanted to touch base a little bit on the CAD issue that in case there were some comments that came up and just be available for any questions that anybody might have about that. We had another UP 911 meeting last week. We were expecting, this entire time, we were expecting everyone to remain on board this project, and it looks like we're losing Marquette at this point. But there's some information out that's not fully accurate. And so I guess I just wanted to be available to answer any questions anyone might have. I need to respond to the, to UPCAP with a yes or a no for our county by the 13th. I mean, to me, it's a very easy answer, but I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't any concern on the part of the board at this point. And if not, that, I don't have anything further.
And just for people at home, that was Jen Peterson with Delta County Dispatch.
Okay. Any other departmental updates? Seeing none, we will move on to unfinished business, rules and procedures. proposed amendment. And
I would make a motion to accept the rules of procedure as amended. And we have the track changes document so we can easily see which amendments were made. I did check them and they do verify. There was one slight modification of wording, but I had no issue with it whatsoever. Everything seemed fine.
I'll support.
any discussion?
Yeah, I do have a little bit of discussion, though. One thing I wanted to ask the board is if they were thinking in the same way I was thinking. When we had our special meeting, we went into that special meeting with a section 4.5 having been given to us at a previous meeting to review. So we had our 10 days to review that section. And then we had a discussion about it, and we made significant modifications to section 4.5, and that's all fine. The other parts that we modified, it didn't hit me until I read the meeting minutes. But as I was reading the meeting minutes, I thought, well, wait a minute. Those were never put out for their 10-day review.
That's correct.
And so I guess because we were just sort of caught up in like getting it all done, and it makes sense because we all agreed on it, but I guess my point is, when we motioned and supported and voted, we made a decision at that point. And our bylaws say that any changes we're going to make to our rules and procedure have a 10-day viewing period. So I feel like what we should have done with those other items outside of section 4.5 was to say, we're putting them into the review cycle, we'll deal with them at the next meeting. But we didn't do that. So does anybody else have any comment
Well,
on that?
The 4.5, so the 4.5 was put up for review with no changes. And then we made the changes at the special meeting and we voted on that. So it wasn't that those changes had been brought to us prior, even for 4.5.
Well, 4.5 is to be stricken. That was the original request at the meeting in January, the 1st of January.
Okay.
That it was to be stricken as a whole. So when we came back and Commissioner Johnson said, well, I don't want to strike it as a whole now, but I want to have a discussion about how we're going to amend it. That really should have been a new review.
A new
But-
review,
A new
yes.
review. But,
Yes.
like I was just saying, I'm okay with 4.5 being done the way that it was because we had been reviewing 4.5. But technically, we're supposed to have these on 10-day review.
Correct.
I guess the way I kind of took it is when we finally got to that point in our discussion that we were on agreement on that, and then it would go forward for that 10-day process at that point. Not that that was the final etched in stone at that, my interpretation was it was at that point, and now it has its 10-day window.
But we've never done that. Yeah, so the way that we've done it is that we bring our suggestion to a meeting. We say, now, this is my suggestion, the intent is to do this, and then we have 10 days to think about that and look at it, how is it going to impact things? We don't make motions in second and support that, because then the decision has been made. And in my opinion, when we did that, I didn't go back and look at anything. I didn't review anything because we made a decision. So when I was reading the meeting minutes, it struck me that, oh, wait a minute, I didn't do any sort of review as to whether or not that was going to have any kind of an impact or what, I didn't look at it again because we made a decision. So I feel like we just jumped the gun, which is okay because we all agreed on it, but I don't think it's the proper way to do it. And I think we should have put it on the table for a 10-day review. And then we would have been coming to this meeting to say, I accept this, I accept that, we would have made a motion on the things that
We
and
could-
ratified.
I guess the easy way then is, even with our agreement there where we're moving on it, would have been to move on it with, including that motion, that this would now move to that 10-day period.
Yeah, or something like that, which it would indicate, this isn't final. You
Right.
know, we aren't saying that, and I guess from my point of view, and this is what I was worried about with administration, is administration took all of those edits, made all these changes to the document, which is a significant amount of work. And if we were to come back at this meeting and say, oh, nope, changed our mind, that's a significant amount of work for administration to do, to have us just say no. But they do the work because we made a decision. And the decision was the motion in the second. And so, yeah,
And I
I
kind
can
of took it the same way Commissioner Jensen took it, that today we're gonna okay it, that, the changes, because it's been 10 days.
right. But we didn't
We already
review.
did it.
We didn't
Yeah.
review it. We
Yeah.
reviewed it
Stated
in the
that way.
meeting. We didn't review it over a 10-day period.
That's a good point.
So, that's all.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I want to do
Okay.
anything different. I don't want to say I want to change anything, but I just think moving forward, I think we need to be consistent, and we've been inconsistent with this, because I brought things forward and we've said, okay, you've let us know, now we're going to look at it for 10 days, we'll take care of it at the next meeting. So this is different than what we've done before. So I just want to be consistent with how we're going to treat our rules of procedure.
So you're not saying that you want to squash collaboration, because I thought the collaboration was pretty darn awesome.
Yeah, no,
Um,
not at all.
Yeah.
But we're just saying that in the motion, it should have said to review.
Exactly.
And I didn't take it that we weren't gonna review, I figured that this was the 10-day, but
Yeah.
I could see that, adding that to the motion.
Yeah. Did anybody review it?
I looked at it like, because it's in the packet.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And I'm one that likes seeing the line throughs, with the changes, because it makes it a whole lot easier than trying to,
Have
compare
two
two
different ones.
pages. And then
Okay.
kind of sit.
All right,
sit
so
through,
just to be consistent, it would be nice, because we've not done it that way in the past. So just to be consistent, let's, in our motions with rules of procedure, we make sure that we indicate it's for a 10-day review. That
Yep.
it's not a final decision.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
But we already have a motion. Any more discussion?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
were just
we're good.
discussing.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more discussion then? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. We are down to new business, payment of bills.
I have examined all claims presented and recommend payment of the following, and that the county clerk be directed to issue orders on the county treasurer to the claimants for the amounts allowed. We have a total of $369,648.53, and commissioner expenses of $914.40.
I would move that we pay our bills.
Support?
Okay. Roll call?
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Williams,
Yes,
Commissioner Van Hoven,
Yes.
Commissioner Jensen,
Yes.
and Commissioner Melner.
Yes. Okay, our bills are paid. We will move down to number 2, and this is the FY 25-26 HMEP grant. And And the requester was Paul Geyer. He's the emergency management manager.
So I'll make the motion to approve the proposed 2026 LEPC roster for recommendation to the MCC ERCC. That'll be the first motion.
Support.
Any discussion?
just to clarify real quick, that's the Michigan Citizen Community Emergency Response Coordinating Council. That's a big mouthful for an acronym.
Any discussion? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Okay, resolution authorizing.
There's one more motion I
Yep.
gotta make on that.
Yep.
Motion to approve the submission of the
Sure.
2025-2026 HMEP grant application to the state of Michigan from Delta County.
I'll support.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed.
thank you to Paul for putting that together, too.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Now we move to number 3, resolution authorizing airport manager to sign MDOT contracts.
Good evening, Commissioners. So last week I received a request from MDOT to approve a resolution. The resolution is in front of you. It's behind my memo. And the resolution just allows the airport, or my recommendation is to allow the airport manager to sign and execute contracts concerning with MDOT. So on the process of, this is related to our AIP grants, they're the last ones that send the grants over. So I had just received the grants we applied in the spring of 2025 now. And just to keep streamlining everything, it's always brought forward, either through the application to the Board of Commissioners. It states what the FAA amount is, which is 95%. MDOT's portion is 2.5%, and Delta County's is 2.5%. And then, I think in September, I brought forward the grant agreements with the FAA, which also states the same thing with the MDOT portion. So I'm looking to be the designated signer so I can just streamroll this whole process. Do you guys have any questions regarding the resolution?
I do regarding the memo. The memo actually says designate an authorized signer for all airport-related contracts.
So in the beginning, I think I wrote, MDOT is requesting. I did not identify MDOT again at the end of that. But
Yeah.
it's all concerning MDOT.
So you're just, it's specifically the resolution, which is
As
to
it's-
execute contracts between the airport and MDOT. Their
Concerning
aeronautics.
the AIP grants.
It's the actual resolution, actually.
Yeah, so
Or
I've got it.
AHA.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just that second page behind is what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it just, there was,
Um,
it felt conflicting with the,
Yeah,
with the
I'm
memo,
sorry.
so, okay.
So I was just looking at, they just need a designated signer, so.
In the past, we used to scramble pretty fast to try to get those things done, and then
Right.
we would always ratify after the fact, and it was a little messy.
Yeah, Administrator DeSalvo and I have been talking a lot about just trying to make the process so I'm not asking for a special meeting, or I'm not trying to get it on the agenda last minute. Hey, can you just add this on there for me? Because a lot of times we get those grant agreements last minute and they want it signed within a couple days. So just looking for that.
Okay, move approval.
Thank you.
Support.
Any more discussion? I need a roll call.
Roll call. Commissioner Williams?
Yes?
Commissioner Vangenhoven?
Yes.
Commissioner Jensen?
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson?
Yes.
And Commissioner Melner.
Yes.
Thank you, Ashley.
Okay, motion passed. Number 4, resolution, request Delta County Regional Child Advocacy Center for Millionaire Party license.
Move to approve the resolution.
Support.
Okay,
Is the resolution then, are we assuming that it is the resolution that's attached at the very end that doesn't have anything filled in, and that those things are gonna get filled in by?
Whitney Maloney, can you please approach the podium? Whitney Maloney is with the Child Advocacy Center, if you have any questions.
Yeah, thank you. Hi.
Actually gonna bring a copy. In my original email, I included a link.
Oh.
In that third page, there was a one-page resolution that was basically fill in the blanks.
Is it this?
It is that.
Okay,
And
thank
to
you.
clarify, this is a requirement of the Michigan Gaming Control Board to get acknowledgement from our local governing body. This is the qualification process, so they're just gonna make the DRCAC a qualified organization. And after that point, then we pull the event-specific licenses.
Okay.
So this would be good for indefinitely, as long as we have one event every 5 years.
Okay.
So this won't have to happen again then. And
So it's accommodating under this qualification requirement number 6, which is just that there's a copy of this resolution that we
Correct.
support.
Yep.
Okay. And the resolution is this one that's you filled in. Okay, I didn't
Correct.
see the one filled in, so my apologies.
Any more questions?
Thank you, Whitney.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
Roll call.
Commissioner Van Hoven.
Yes.
Commissioner Jensen.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Williams.
Yes.
And Commissioner Melner.
Yes. Motion passed. Okay, number 5, boardroom usage policy.
Move to approve as amended.
Support.
Any discussion?
Yeah, I had a question where we had the prohibitive activities in there. When you go back, let me see, I think it's in 5. Yeah, it's in, you have the first one for the second B5 that's in your packet. It actually goes into, the key details within the, Michigan, what's considered Michigan weapon-free zones. And this is one where if it was, the courthouse, that would be one thing. But based on what I'm seeing here and where those areas are, and what it showed, let me see, let me go down here a little further for you. And in the portion of the MCO that was provided, I don't see where we can actually prohibit that in here.
Right, we cannot. It's,
Yeah.
the weapons-free zones are defined by the state,
Yep.
and in this room, in this building, would not fall into any of those categories.
That's why it's stricken in the amendment.
Yeah.
Is there any more discussion on,
I would just like to clarify that this has been approved by legal.
Yep.
These amendments have been approved by legal. And thank you to Commissioner Williams for her work on this.
okay? Motion?
We already have a motion and a
Motion.
We already
support.
have support.
Yeah, we got support. Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 6. We get to. Okay. We are going to be filling the chief deputy position. It'll be Deputy Keely Hansen.
Kylie.
Kind of.
Kylie, I'm sorry. Has been appointed the chief deputy position effective February 17th, 2026. Can I get a-
That's a clerk appointed position. We're not doing it.
Right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No, wait, it's a two-part,
Yeah,
no.
it's-
It's to fill the position that's vacant.
There-
Okay,
We don't
Right,
have
that's
to
what I thought.
accept the appointment. We just
Okay.
have to fill the position.
okay.
Did someone put a motion on the table?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay, I'm sorry.
No.
I thought there was a motion, so.
Motion to fill the position.
Support?
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Number 7. And this would be Invest UP is seeking a letter of support for House Bills 4007 and 4283, which requests that energy legislative that was passed in 2023 be amended through these bills.
I would make a motion to support this letter of support.
I'll support your support of the support.
signature, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay? All in, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion passed. Okay, general public comment. Any general public comment? Is anything on the? Oh,
Gotta be heard. Sandra Skiba, Maple Ridge Township. On behalf of many, as I have stated, residents, we are reaching out across party lines. I don't even want to read what I wrote. We're reaching out across party lines. We are a group of libertarians, independents, common sense folk, common sense Republicans and common sense Democrats. We are a group of the people who want to put aside a lot of the hate and the issues that have been brought up, some from national events that truly do not help us here locally. We believe that the people need to become more involved in the meetings. We need to be here, and when we can't hear, we are watching. By the way, they have asked if the commissioners could please speak in the microphones more, and actually, Commissioner Johnson, you're the one that can't be heard this evening as well.
It was heard over there, sorry.
You're fine. That being said, one thing I would like to say, because this unity is very important. Commissioner Vangenhoven, you have my word that I will not post one more of the pictures of you that I have again, because that is against trying to become unified in our county, which is what is important, is that we put this county first. With that being said, I do have a letter from somebody. It's asking, it's concerning that the county's financials are no longer included in the meeting packets available for the public. For years, the information was easy to access, and removing it now feels both suspicious and frustrating. Citing the ADA compliance as a reason does not make sense. Accessibility would expand transparency, not reduce it. If ADA is being used as an excuse to withhold the financials, what else is being kept from public view under that jurisdiction? The community deserves full, straightforward access to its own financial records. Thank you.
Joe Kaplan, Ford River Township. I did not see my shadow yesterday. And I don't know what that means, but I've come out of hibernation just to thank you for the reconsideration on item number 5, board policy rules. I actually, the Conservation District, Delta Conservation District Board has met here at least for the last 4 years prior to when I was on, and we just had to move our meetings up to Gladstone because of the time. So I appreciate the extension on that, which I think was part of the amendment. But I also, regarding the weapons policy, we didn't go into detail here, but I always take these issues to heart, the ones that interest me, and this one did. And the reasoning behind this, I think, could be found on Attorney Opinion number 3, I'm sorry, let me start over. Attorney General Opinion number 7311, which is dated May 11th, 2020. It addresses why weapons can be banned from the state capitol. But it also gives some great background information of the laws in Michigan, of which the two most important is Public Act 319 of 1990. If you search MCL 123.1102, it states that a local unit of government generally may not regulate the possession of firearms. And then under the weapons-free zones, that is statutory, that would be MCL 28.4250. And the summary, there's also one other important one that isn't covered under that MCL, like weapon-free zones, schools, universities, that sort of thing, would be the Supreme Court, Michigan Supreme Court Administrative Order 2001-1, that the Supreme Court of Michigan said that courts are weapon-free zones, even though that wasn't statutory. So I found this opinion useful. It's recent, and it gives a lot of great background information on how the Second Amendment is interpreted within the state of Michigan. Thank you.
Any other public comment?
Jeff Malepsky, Nema Township. I just want to bring everybody up to the same page that we are on at Fairport Sport Fishing Association towards the preposition that there's going to be a Deepwater Harbor at the end of the Garden Peninsula. I want to bring everybody up to date on the things that we've found moving forward so far. In the interest of transparency, I want to call this the exploration phase, because nobody really knows how to do this and the processes involved going forward. So, like I said, I feel that I just want to talk about the things that I've found so far in the process. This past month, I've had a couple brainstorming meetings, I'm going to call them that, with Commissioner Melner and Heather LeDuc, bringing everybody up to speed on what Fairport Sport Fishing Association knows about the process of the marina. Very informative meetings. Everybody's still supportive, and everybody's learning going forward of the processes involved. I've been in contact with Janelle LaPalme with Eagle she's head of permitting in our district, and she's suggesting a pre-application meeting that they require to flesh out the project that we're talking about. It's not to apply for any permits or anything, it's just to bring Eagle up to speed on our idea and our project. Eagle also, we also started looking into the grants and stuff. There's millions of dollars available, so that looks very positive moving forward. I have plans, the Fairport Sport Fishing Association has plans on doing an economic study on the Garden Peninsula, how much this is actually going to work. We're going to work with the local businesses out there, the Garden Mini Mart, the Garden House Bar and Restaurant, the Dock, Sherry's Port Bar, and Foxy's Den. Those are the businesses that are there right now that can benefit from this marina. And we'll be bringing those things forward. We also have plans, and we're reaching out with the DNR to see what they will need, because in all reality, Eagle and the DNR are going to tell us what we can do out there. So they have to be involved with it right from the beginning. And that's where we are in our process with the DNR and Eagle. I'm done. I want to thank you all for that
Thank you.
time.
Any other general public comment? Any other general public comment? Seeing none, we will move on to commissioner comments. Commissioner Kelly.
Yes, today I attended a meeting of the Superior Trade Zone. It was held in Rock. For those of you who don't know what the Superior Trade Zone is, it's an alliance between townships, cities, and the counties of Marquette and Delta. We had a very good discussion about our lack of movement with the Superior Trade Zone since 2007 and ways in which we can move it forward. We're going to be looking to amend our charter, which is going to take time. It will have to go through the Michigan legislature and be signed by the governor for approval. We've taken on Innovate Marquette as a liaison to help us with that project, and we are going to be expanding into outdoor recreation along with 2 other items to add to our charter, so that hopefully we'll be able to have regular quarterly meetings and be able to get some movement with collaboration between Delta County and Marquette County. So that's something I'm very much looking forward to. I also had an opportunity to meet the new Marquette County Administrator, Mr. DeMay. He's doing a great job so far in getting his feet wet. I also attended a MAC, Health and Human Services Committee meeting in which we discussed the CMHs with the PIHP. I know that's a lot of acronyms, but basically it has to do with the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services trying to privatize our mental health care. And it was recently decided on that the RFPs as they stood currently were unconstitutional. I know that Commissioner Melner has a Pathways meeting tomorrow, so I look forward to getting an update on that. Lastly, we do have an opioid task force meeting this Friday at 10 a.m. I encourage all who are interested to attend. We currently have, as Administrator DeSalvo said, open grants available up to $3,000. And so if you are an organization that's looking to plan perhaps a small event or look for advertising dollars or any type of funds to be able to promote your organization, please reach out to the opioid task force. It's been a slow rollout of these mini grants, and we'd like to see some applications come in. That's all I have. Thank you.
Senator Johnson.
Yeah, so the IT committee met, and one of the topics we met today was discussing ADA compliance for our packets. And what was discussed is if anybody needs anything that isn't in that packet, please reach out to administration and we'll get it to you. We're still working on that ADA conversion. We were talking to our IT director, and he stated, like, there are some things that if they're gonna take 8 hours of time to try to get it ADA compliant, he's just like, please just reach out to him, because he won't have enough time to crunch away at those numbers to put the tags where they need to go. And that's about it. So be patient with us. Thank you. We'll get it the way we need to get it, so we have online presence.
Am I able to ask a question about the IT?
Talk later.
Okay, thank you. Well, it's for public though, because you said for them to reach out to administration for ADA, but Jack Smith is our ADA compliance
Nope.
officer.
But for like financial records.
Oh, thank you for that clarification.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yeah, so coming up Thursday, we'll have a finance meeting. It's been a little bit since we've had one of those. It's going to be back on a regular planned schedule, so that will be nice. We had our Delta County Veteran Advisory Council meeting here the end of last month. And one of the things we had the opportunity to do is to meet with Congressman Berkman's aide. And there was a lot of different things that have come into that advisory council from our veteran population across the county. One of those is issues that they've had with community care. Community care, when it first rolled out, was an amazing program, but it kind of gives the appearance now that VA is trying to back off of that, whether that's region-specific or nationwide is what we're trying to find out. The other one is let's face it, we're a very rural community. And so how veterans get from here in the local community to even the Iron Mountain in VA is by volunteer drivers. It's by people that volunteer to take those individuals that can't drive. The hospital in Iron Mountain, if for some reason the veteran has to go to either community care for a specialist in Green Bay or to the actual hospital in Milwaukee, they run a shuttle bus once a week. So it's a lot more that has to go on with the coordination of the medical staff to make sure that that individual can still make the appointment they want to do with that specialist and transportation requirements. So there's a couple options that are out there that are being proposed. But the big one, is to make sure it's on their radar that transportation's a big one. We know the other one with the post office, obviously with what's going on in Iron Mountain, also has another effect. And that's not just in your average mail being delayed, but any of those that get that receives medication through the mail, especially when we were cold, there was numerous people that the medication they received, some they have to take daily, were actually freezing before they could get them and making them unusable. So that was one of the other things that came out of that last one. We also had the Fair Authority met, and we received our audit. The fair is actually in very good shape. And one of the other big ones out of that is the operations side of the house was able to give us their top 10 of items that they want to be able to work on going into this next year. And so we set some of those priorities loosely for them, and they will go ahead and continue to work on those. The bathhouse is still on schedule. In fact, the contractor asked on their ability that even though it's face of the ground isn't thawed right now, they want to actually start to move ahead sooner rather than later. So they plan on trying to start their process of the physical portion sooner rather than later, even though the ground isn't thawed yet. They have means to do that. So look at some of that construction items happening now. The biggest concern was we don't want to disrupt the folks that have obviously already scheduled use through Butler Building. So there is a balancing act in there. The other one is as everybody knows, there's big road construction that'll get ready to start here next year through 2029. And how that affects, obviously, the fairgrounds. We have had those meetings with MDOT. They assure us they will be further past the fairgrounds because in 2028 is the 100th year anniversary of the fair. So where we normally look at an influx into the county of about 100,000 people, I fully suspect there'll be substantially more. So MDOT was made aware of that so they can work in their schedules as well. So that's all I have. Thanks, John.
Commissioner Williams.
I have a couple of things. I want to remind the public that our next meeting, we have the animal ordinance as a public hearing. If you have a dog or a cat, you should really read, or you have a kennel that you operate, you should read the ordinance and you should be at the public hearing. It's important to hear from the public when we are creating these new rules. And I would encourage you to do so because there's significant changes in there relative to what we were under before. And then lastly, House Bill 4007 and House Bill 4283 relative to the energy changes, trying to include, basically the House bills are trying to include new language that these natural gas burners or rice burners are acceptable for clean energy, green energy, and also that, we can use these generators to meet the requirements, energy requirements that were mandated by the state. It is incredibly important that these bills get passed, that these bills are supported. So I would encourage our public to just read a little bit about them, reach out to your representatives, talk with them, encourage them. It's been supported here, but it also needs to be, the public needs to speak up about it as well. It's incredibly important. I really truly believe that our energy bills are going to be significantly impacted if this doesn't go through. So please try and give as much as you can on that. And that's it. Thank you.
Myself, I attended 3 townships meetings, one at Cornell, Maple Ridge, and Baldwin. Everybody seems to be doing fairly fine on all the township levels, so I also had a meeting at Community Action, and just their year end, just a couple of numbers here. Their foster parenting program, it's 3 counties, Delta, Menominee, and Schoolcraft. Delta has 15 volunteers, Menominee's got 2, and Schoolcraft's got 4. Last year, they had a total of 3,500 hours of volunteer work for grandparenting. The American Corps seniors, again, it's all voluntary. Delta County has 116 people that are volunteering. Menominee has 19, Schoolcraft has 3. Their total hours last year were 10,789 hours that they did, which is a lot of hours to, when they go out to help other seniors and that, so just a awareness. Our Delta Menominee Public Health, our administrator, Mike Snyder, he is retiring in April. They are working together with the new health officer. They're working together, so that's going pretty good. And I did meet with the fishermen group on Monday, and there's a lot of work going on there, so. And I know by the sound of it, and they're gonna be doing really, really good, so. Other than that, our next meeting schedule, regular Board of Commissioners is 2/17/26 at 5:15 right here at the service. And then, God, we're talking March already. 3/3/26 at 5:15 here at the Service Center, and 3/17 at 5:15 here at the Service Center. 30-day notice of appointment. There is an opening at the Delta Department of Human Resources. That's one state and one county appointment. Building Authority, Trade Zone, and Brownfield Redevelopment Authority, which is a new one. So anybody that is looking to try to help out, that would be appreciated. I do need a meeting, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Support.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned.